I get asked all the time, how much is my trade worth? Should I just sell it myself? Should I fix it up beforehand? This is Bryant at Valley GMC. Let me break it down for you.
Friendly and stress-free, we're Valley GMC.
Should I sell my car privately or not? There's a bunch of different factors that go into it. You tend to get more money for your vehicle when you sell it privately. But let's go over everything that is involved with that process. In a lot of states, including Washington, you get a tax savings on a trade-in only if you trade it in to the dealership for purchasing a new or used vehicle. Let's do a little math here and kind of go through what I'm talking about. Say your trade-in is valued at $50,000 by the dealership, and we have over 10% sales tax here, but we'll use 10% tax. That means the value to the deal, how much money you're getting for trading in the vehicle to the dealership, is actually $55,000. Just for numbers, let's say you're buying a $100,000 vehicle, your trade-in's worth $50,000, you have $50,000 left, and then the state doesn't tax you until it gets down here. The tax is calculated based on after the trade is removed from the deal. In this scenario where you traded in, you get taxed on $50,000. If you brought in $50,000 in cash, you would be taxed on the $100,000. So you would be paying $10,000 in taxes versus if you traded it in, you'd be paying $5,000 in taxes. And that's how the tax credit works. So the value to the deal is $55,000. Let's say you believe you can go out and sell it for at least $55,000 to another person privately. You got to advertise the vehicle. You got to let people know that it is available for sale. So you got to spend the time, possibly a little bit of money if you try and do an auto trader or something like that, or if you just want to list it on Craigslist, it's free. You got to put it out there. You got to do pictures. You got to make sure it's clean and looks nice to get the highest value. Then you're going to get people messaging you, offering you way less than you want. Sometimes people will ask for crazy low numbers on vehicles that make no sense, and it's really frustrating, especially if it's your own vehicle. Then you get somebody that's actually interested at what you're looking to sell it for or close. You have to then set up time to meet the person. You meet the person and they actually agree to numbers. Sometimes you might meet the person and they pick the car apart, and at that time they show up, they decide to offer way less than you thought, and you just wasted a bunch of time. So you meet with them, you guys agree to numbers. So these three here are what is expected, or most people expect when they go to sell their car privately. The part that most people aren't thinking about is how much paperwork's involved. Are you willing to, once you've got a deal worked out with a stranger, if you have a payoff, go then make either an appointment with them or go right afterwards to the bank? Are they willing to do that as well and have them pay it off, because they need a release of interest from the bank to be able to title it or license it in their name? So now you're driving around town trying to get this title transferred. It's a big hassle. The other thing that you may want to remember too is, depending on your credit situation, if you do have a payoff, you may need to have the other car paid off before you get another loan. So it may slow up your ability to get your car until you've sold it. And then in between, you have to figure out transportation. So once again, it comes down to, what's the gap between what you're getting in total value for your vehicle from the dealership and what you're getting privately? I think everyone needs to make that decision themselves, but I would say that the gap needs to be pretty big because it is a big hassle. We're always happy to help educate you on what the best decision is by giving you how much we're willing to pay, and also an estimation of like what it would sell for privately. We're glad to give you both, and you can make your own decision. Should I fix my car or clean it up before coming to the dealership? I would say definitely maybe. It depends on what we're talking about here. If it's just kind of dirty, don't bother. We detail every car. We look at cars all the time. If it is absolutely destroyed inside, yeah, you're probably better off cleaning that up a little bit. Should I fix my car? In general, no, unless it's a check engine light. A check engine light is kind of a unknown. We can't just scan and know exactly how much it's going to cost to fix it. We need a technician to actually look it over and tell us exactly what's gonna need. When an unknown's involved, the dealership's likely to get cautious. And that means less money for your trade. So I would recommend, if you had a check engine light, getting it fixed. All the other stuff, I don't see a reason to. You're probably not gonna get all the money you put into it back on the trade-in value. Go ahead and bring down your slightly dirty, no check engine light cars, and we'd be glad to help you. Can I trade a vehicle that I still owe money on? Absolutely. In fact, even if you're planning on trading in your vehicle and you have the money to pay it off, it's way easier if you just trade it in to us and we handle the payoff than if you go and pay it off and then come see us, because the bank takes so long to process everything. We can just handle that for you. It's very easy. All we need is a couple signatures on a couple forms releasing interest in the vehicle and agreeing to let us pay off the vehicle. Reach out, let us run the numbers. We're glad to help with any of your needs. If you would like to get any information about how much your car's worth, anything at all, the process explains, reach out. You can get a trade-in value in seconds at valleygmc.com.